Look, I see mansions in the kingdom. I see hunters slaying demons. I see fire on this earth coming down like Hiroshima. I see prophets rising up, prophesying scriptures cut. I see Christ, he coming back, and he black, he look like us. I see it, I see it, I see it.
We are not a hate group. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a nonviolent Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat, as stated in Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1.
Hey, Shalom Israel, Most High in Christ Plus. Welcome to the Late Show Thursday. We're Precept upon Precept. We are your hosts. I'm Captain Shem.
Officer Matthew.
Officer Mikael.
Officer Micah.
Hey, you know how we roll? We start up the show. We always start with, actually, before we start the Watchman Report, please continue to help us grow. We're right on the cusp of reaching 25,000 subscribers. That's a long way from about 5,600 back in 2018. We want to continue to push towards 30. If you have, lately we've been doing a lot of shows on what's going on with the Israeli genocide and occupation. It's not a war. And that's what we're doing again tonight. But as things wind down, if you have ideas for shows, in the comment section, let us know. We're always looking to do better, to grow, and we do not grow unless we get constructive criticism. We appreciate it. You know what I mean? So with that, we're going to give it to Officer Micah with the Watchman Report. Take it away.
Shalom Israel, Most High in Christ bless. Good evening. It's a lot going on, so we're not going to waste any time. All praise to the Lord. Let's get it. Nevada judge attacked by defendant in viral court video finishes sentencing him. Look at him now. They got him looking like Hannibal Lecter. Won't be diving over that bench again. Scroll up a little bit. Just scroll up so you can see him. Boom. They got him chained up. Damn. Next article. NBA YoungBoy says he's not really big on fatherhood despite having 11 children. Why they keep giving this dude babies? You would think that sisters would kind of realize that nothing about that brother's photo says I want to be an upstanding father. Next article, please. Damn. Judge in Trump's civil fraud trial faces bomb threat ahead of closing arguments. They better watch these crazy Edomites out here. Hey, we got to keep our faith in the Lord, though. All right, hey, everybody start preparing. Winter storm to strengthen rapidly, threatening blizzard conditions in the Chicago area and tornadoes in the south. It's going to get very, very cold. Make sure you are preparing your houses accordingly. Don't wait till the last minute. Do things ahead of time, all right? Make sure you got stuff ready to go for winter. Next article, IT, please. Illegal tunnel under New York City synagogue destabilized nearby building, officials say. The Lord expose them. You can't go digging under people's buildings and not expect something to cave in. Israel faces accusations of genocide against Palestinians in Gaza in case brought by South Africa at UN court. All praises. They're about to hold their behinds accountable, Lord's will. And this concludes the Watchman Report.
Hey, all praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Hey, real quick, before we get to our thumbnail, this just came to me. Give me Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. I'm going to tell you something, y'all. As we see the days shortening and the times coming to the very end, the Most High God is not going to make our paths easy in His truth. And those of you who have been in His truth for a minute, when you start to go through things, that's when you're about to learn something. That's when you're about to see something in yourself that the Lord needs you to change. He needs you to fix. He needs you to learn a lesson. Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. A lot of you at home, this just came to me. A lot of you at home are going through things. That's why I always tell people all the time. There's a video. It's called The Three Trials of Faith. Bishop Nathaniel, the lead bishop of IUIC, taught years ago, and the truth shall make you free. We have, in general, there are three general categories. It is your personal trials, things that you go through on your daily basis. Second is the marital. Some of you are, or even single brothers who are proving. That's a trial. And lastly, it's congregational trials. And a lot of us are going through congregational trials, and we just have to hold on. Sirach chapter 2, this is just the words of encouragement for y'all. I know y'all, Israel, catch out. Read.
Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord.
He is not just talking about brothers, because Israel is his firstborn. Israel is his son. Read on.
Prepare thy soul for temptation.
You didn't have no temptation in the Christian church. You can do whatever you want. Eat what you want, talk, get divorced, irreconcilable, and be right back in church and have no problem. Give your tithes and you are right. You can be a Christian and do whatever you want. Read on.
Set thy heart aright.
So that's the thing. You got to constantly set your mind right. Why? Because everything is wrong about this world. I repeat, you got to get your mind right on right. What's right is righteous. What's righteous is the laws. You gotta take yourself out of everything that's wrong. Read on.
And constantly endure.
And that's the thing, man. It don't get any better after 15 years, 20. It doesn't get any better. It gets harder. Why? Acts 14:22. And I'm gonna tell you something. What tonight's class we're about to get into about a continuation of some Mikael had used some really cool AI what he created today on the thumbnail. But it is going to be hard. Christ said, straight is the gate that leadeth us, and wide is the gate to destruction. So that's going along with what we're about to read. Read.
Acts chapter 14, verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples.
The souls, that's why you ever hear, you know, the most celebrated time in black history, modern history, is the time when we begin to come together. And there was an era in the late 50s to probably the early 70s. It was called soul music. And it was probably the best music in the history of black America, in my opinion. It's because we had a struggle and we were being tried severely. And it showed in our music, and you could feel, that's why you can feel soul music, right? But read it again.
Confirming the souls of the disciples.
So the things we're going to go through, is it rests on your spirit. Read on.
And exhorting them to continue in the faith.
And that's why Bishop Nathaniel and the bishops of IUIC, the deacons, keep telling y'all get your minds right. Sometimes the Lord will have you go through some things in your personal life, because when he have you in derision to come, when the trials get very, very hard, you're going to know how to cope. Read on.
And that we must, through much tribulation, enter.
Now, he didn't say might. He said you must. The real disciples of Christ are going to go through tribulation. Read on.
Enter into the kingdom of God.
And the kingdom of God is something that we can only pray and hope for. It's, number one, the destruction of your enemies, okay, and the salvation of your people. So that's it. Just want to encourage y'all. Go to the thumbnail. Check this out. Officer Mikael, tell us about this. This is AI to the fullest.
Yes, sir. So this AI image of Benjamin Netanyahu, dressed like the gangster that he is, with his star of Molech around his neck. Also, one of his henchmen behind him. And their whole purpose is gold, oil, and diamonds, or resources. That's the whole reason they're trying to occupy the Gaza Strip, is for the resources. So the Israeli Edomite hypocrisy, displacement, resources, occupancy. That's what we're going into, and that's what we see here.
Hey, and also, when it goes into occupancy, don't just think they're just talking about the Gaza, right now, the northern Gaza. We did a show where they have a seemingly limitless supply of natural resources under the ground. And we're going to find out tonight. Officer Matt posted, Officer Gabe posted, there's some there's some live things that are going right now. Matter of fact, let's Let's get to that. Let's go right now. This is what's going on right now as we speak. Not 2 days ago, like in the last couple of hours. Officer Matt was just talking to one of the brothers. He said, look, this happened. He posted this. They threatened to attack. And then before the show started, they actually attacked, right? Well, this was in the last couple of hours, right? Mm-hmm. So let's get the breaking news. This is what's going on right now, okay? Let's pull it and just pull whatever. Okay. Number 7 and then number 10. Listen, this is why. This is what's going on right now in the so-called Middle East, okay? And these Arabs are waking up and remembering that they know the great Satan is oppressing them, okay? I think all the radio shows are doing shows on this, okay? Let's read that.
U.S., U.K. strikes on Yemen imminent.
Oh, so now, real quick, I always take for granted people knowing what we know. And so if you look up at the top left in small font, read that, Officer Micah.
11 January 2024, 22:43.
So a lot of you don't know military time, and that's okay. It's just like a clock, right? If it's midnight, 12:30, it's 00:30. If it's 06, that's 6 o'clock. If it's 12, it's 12. Once you get to 1 p.m., it's 13, 14. So this just happened. 22 is 10:43. That is actually Eastern time. So that means it just happened 17 minutes ago. This is y'all got to understand. When we say, when Bishop Nathaniel, and I keep saying Bishop because Bishop is the most prominent man and most important man on the planet Earth. Why? Because no one has been given the understanding how to teach the Bible. It is what it is. And we happen to be in IUIC, so we can talk about the facts. So now this just happened. So let's read on.
U.S., U.K. strikes on Yemen imminent. London and Washington may launch missiles against the Houthis as early as Thursday evening. Multiple outlets say.
Now, real quick, what we want to do, I like the fact that Officer Gabe, what he did, post the map of what you posted, right? Because we have to understand this region has Arabs in this region that are very, very wealthy because of their oil resources. So let's look at them. Listen, we got to review. I want us to look at some maps call it the Arabian Peninsula. So, Gabe, if you would, or one of you resident library. Gabe, is it you, Asa? I spoke prematurely about that. The largeback restrictions are not here yet. I have to be patient. Start with the Red Sea. Circle the Red Sea. Okay, the Red Sea. Now go to the Gulf of Aden. Now go to the Gulf of Oman. And now go to the Persian Gulf. That's a big, giant peninsula, okay, called the Arabian Peninsula. And on that, guess what? Live a bunch of Arabs, hence the term Arabian. When you look at the bottom of that next to the Gulf of Aden, it's Aden, you have Yemen, right? And that waterway, if we can, one of you brothers, there's a strait is between, Somalia and Yemen. There's two straits I want you to get. Matter of fact, real quick, I should have planned this, but I didn't. I want you to get me the name of this waterway here, and I want you to get me the name of this point right here. These are two of the most important waterways in this whole region, and they're controlled by Arabs, kind of like the Panama Canal. All right, now, real quick. So, if we could go back to the article real quick. I'm just so we know, this is going on 2 friggin' night, okay? Okay, let's read.
The British and American governments have decided to launch an air and missile strike against the Houthis of Yemen in order to unblock the Red Sea, Multiple outlets have reported on Thursday evening, citing anonymous sources.
What do they mean, unblock the Red Sea? That's why I wanted you to see that. Also, the name of the country is Yemen. Now, this is what the white man does, the so-called white man, right? What he does is he'll take a word like Houthis and make it rebellious. The Houthis are a political party. The Houthis are recognized in Yemen. So anybody that goes against the United States agenda, they're a terrorist organization. Not that we condone the Houthis. Now look at Yemen again. I'm taking my time. Look at Yemen, if you would. All right. So thank you, brothers. All right, now Yemen. Why? Let's just really think about the white man, right? Why would he? Okay, for example, if you look at like southern Pakistan, right? Why would you want to control that? But if you look at Yemen, how is it that now all of a sudden he wants to control Yemen? Because that port, that strait that goes from the Gulf of Aden is incredible. Why? Because the Suez Canal links the Red Sea to what? It links the Red Sea to the friggin' Mediterranean Sea. Remember in Matthew chapter 2, is it 13 or 6? We walked from Israel into northeast Egypt. If you look at the Mediterranean Sea, and I'm just saying this for geographical review for all y'all, those of you who actually pay attention. You can go from the Mediterranean Sea through the Suez man-made canal into the Red Sea, through all the way down to, we're going to get the name of that strait, to the Gulf of Aden. You can get from Portugal, from the Atlantic Ocean, all your naval fleets, and they can get permission to go through the Suez Canal. That is a strategic military advantage. All of a sudden, now the Houthis are a problem because they want control of that friggin' waterway. You want to say something, please?
Cap, if I'm not mistaken, back in 2019, I remember this when I had my position. They were sending containers through Oman. U.S. already got an agreement with Oman, so they can ship. They got ports. They put destroyers. They got all kind of stuff over there. I won't say none that's a secret, but they can send stuff already in Oman. Now all of a sudden Yemen's a problem. They've already been cleared to do it through Oman. Because I remember one year they wanted me to ride with, like, hey man, you want to ride with the containers to Oman? I said, Oman? I didn't know they said, yeah man, we got stuff, we do stuff over there. So the U.S. already has connections with Oman, and it's just that easy to just attack Yemen from right there where they at.
And that's why we looked at the military base map. The Captain Amaziah and the captains and Patient Saints brought it out. We brought it out as well, that the U.S. has over 845 military bases. So, and those are the ones that they actually declare. That doesn't mean that they don't, like you mentioned, they have other ones. So can we get the name of that strait? Did we get that? Well, I want the one that we're talking about.
The one that's by the Red Sea is called the Large Strait, but it's hard to pull up on the map.
All right. Well, look. So that's no problem. Go back there. I want us to see nothing that, for example, I'm going to show you in a second. So if now you have a problem with shipping, and now all of a sudden there's terrorists like the Houthi in Yemen, and just so happens now that you could control that waterway, now you can regulate all and have all advantages militarily with your Navy. And look at the point. Look how small that opening is. Can we get the damn distance from the Yemen to the Somali coast? Can we get that? I bet you it's no more than 40 miles, 50 miles. You know what it reminds me of? If you look, y'all at home, look at Morocco. Look to your friggin' about your 10 o'clock. If you think about clock, Portugal's 10 o'clock. Between Spain and Morocco, look how small that is. Well, the damn Yemen is almost the same thing. And that's extremely important waterway. Esau does nothing by accident. All right? So we get a distance on that? All right, let's go back to the article. Geography is very important. Esau does everything by design. Okay? I'm going to speed it up. I know I talk too slow. I get it. Read.
British PM Rishi Sunak has authorized joint military strikes with the U.S. and got approval from his cabinet, according to Bloomberg.
The white man is on one page when it comes to their interest about gaining resources and worldwide neo-colonialism. Read on.
Earlier in the day, the Times reported that strikes could be imminent as early as Thursday evening. The UK currently has 2 ships in the area, the destroyer HMS Diamond and the frigate HMS Lancaster, with the frigate HMS Richmond en route, according to the BBC.
Right. So the point is that when the white men, they put aside the differences when it comes to coming together, the UK, the United Kingdom, and also the United States, I've launched. And now this said earlier in the day. What day is earlier? Earlier today. Today. That's what he's talking about. Okay.
Hey, Cap, you
Yes,
see
sir.
where it says neither 10 Downing Street nor the White House have made any official announcements yet?
Right.
Watch the next article.
So so basically we just wanted you to show, all right, and it's in response to where it says, I'm gonna read this real quick. It says on Tuesday, the Houthis launched over 20 missiles and drones into the Red Sea, which the U.S.-led naval force claimed to have shot down. Go back to the map. Again, this is their country. The Houthis are on their own shore. That's like somebody coming to Washington, the shores of Virginia and North Carolina, the outer banks of North Carolina, and wanted to stage their warships, and then the U.S. Shooting missiles. What, they got every damn right to do that. So look at Yemen. So if the U.S. and they have doing their business right there, they're shooting from the shores of there. And now because you did that, where in your neighborhood, they defended themselves or their interest in not telling the whole story. And then now because they defended themselves, you're going to attack them. Again, it's the same old BS victim card. All right, go back to where he's at. All right. Yeah, pull that up, the map up. We're going to move on. But I want y'all to see. This is the same guy on the Sabbath class live that was traveling that they said, New Orleans. That was him, but he cleaned it up. So, is it? All right, let's read it. Come on.
The Babel Madeb, gate of lamentation, the gate of grief, or the gate of tears. It is a strait between Yemen and the Arabian Peninsula, and Djibouti and Eritrea, the Horn of Africa. It connects the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden, and by extension, the Indian Ocean.
This is heavy. Scroll down. So this is beautiful. Look, even it even has a protrusion of like a little mini peninsula that sticks out. Look at how small that shipping lane is. Okay, do we have a distance? I bet you it's less than 60 miles. That's fine, whatever. No, it ain't 735 miles. Nah, bro. You found this is the wrong one. It's okay. It's not 7. It's probably 73 miles. No worries. No, it's the point is it's very narrow. All right. Go to number 10. If you could.
Now keep in mind, when Article 7 came out, this is just a few minutes after. At the very least, I'd say about 15. 15 minutes after that it said that attacks was imminent, meaning they were planning to attack. They even said it in the article. They were planning to attack. Boom.
U.S., Britain carry out strikes against Houthis in Yemen, officials say.
Look at the time.
January 11, 2024, 9:19 p.m.
So that means that they were striking before the media even had a chance to report anything.
Wow.
They started striking immediately.
And so it just goes to show you that get me the tried and proven. Hold that right there. Get me Job 9:24. Because if you black people out there who really are clueless to what's going on in the world, if you had any shadow of a doubt who runs the entire earth, this should show you that the Bible is a real book. Job 9:24.
The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
You can park your naval fleets. You can go and push Israeli cargo past Yemen, Oman rather. Yep. And then they defend their shores in their interest, and you deem them as being terrorists. Then you attack their country, which is the declaration of war, and then you say, do something about it. Read it again.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
And the wicked is talking about the so-called white men. Now, get me Malachi chapter 1. This is an understanding of what this is. These are basic scriptures, but a lot of us forget. Look at that. That's the read.
Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom said.
Who?
Whereas Edom said.
This is the perceptual understanding of the wicked. Read on.
We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
There was a time when white people were not ruling nothing. Okay, they couldn't even rule the perimeters of their caves. Read on.
Thus said the Lord of hosts.
Who said it?
Thus said the Lord of hosts.
That's talking about the Lord of hosts. Read on.
They shall build.
Yep.
But I will throw down.
Because they came out the caves, and they, during the Renaissance and years later, they became to be the dominant force of the earth. The Dutch masters, okay, the Portuguese, the Spaniards, the English, okay, the Italians. Read on.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Who?
The border of wickedness.
That's talking about the wicked, Edom, Esau. Go back. Play. Well, I mean, read. Sorry. Yeah, 18. Right. I looked at a map key. The map key was 150. Right. So it's 8. Go back real quick. Gotta see. This is powerful, man. The people that rule the earth must control lanes of transport. Wow. That may be the smallest, one of the smallest straits in the world. Go ahead.
18 miles wide. The Bab el Mandeb Strait is 18 miles wide at its narrowest point, limiting tanker traffic to two miles wide channels for inbound and outbound shipments.
You got to understand how important. Let's think about it. Remember. The entire, if you look at the Red Sea, the entire coast, if you look, the entire eastern coast is on the country of Saudi Arabia. And what does Saudi Arabia mass produce to major economies? Crude oil and all the other oil-related products. And guess what? The Saudis are not, they are neutral, okay? So all these countries that of European, okay, and guess what? Some of the shipments have to go from parts of Iran, Iraq to go around the Gulf of Aden to get around up to the Red Sea, because then they ship it to the friggin' Mediterranean Sea in the European countries. That's the key point. The United States has to have that stronghold. And Yemen, and so they label them, the Houthis, they label them terrorists or rebels. All right? So anything else on the news from tonight with that? Any other articles on that? Or show the video. Beautiful.
The very last one that I posted, it doesn't have a number. The one that I posted.
Let's look. Hey, y'all, I look tired. My apologies. All right. This stuff is going on right now, y'all. So don't be surprised if you get up, Lord will, tomorrow morning, and you see more and more updates about what's going on. And you know what's kind of ironic? If it's funny. Let's see if we see this. There's 3 organizations that all have one thing in common. They all have the letter H: Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis. Interesting. All 3 of them were recognized at one point by the United States as governments or actual parties. Now all of a sudden they're terrorists? So anybody that has a national interest in defending the people of that land, they're terrorists. Again, they control the narrative.
من قبل الطيران الأمريكي الإسرائيلي
This is not a movie. This is not something that happened 2 weeks ago. This is right now.
في محافظة الصعدة والله لن نرضى ما تعملون فإنهم ولنفسهم.
Give me Isaiah 14. Give me Isaiah 14.
الآن في
You
صعدة
can hear the voice of this guy, right? This man weakens nations. He weakens nations and he takes the will out of the people. But the problem with the Arabs is that when you try to take their will, they get stronger because they believe in martyrdom and that there is reward after death. So that's what they're making more and more martyrs. Okay. Read Isaiah 14 and where it's 2 verses where it says, is this the man? Go to the verse above if you would.
Yes, sir. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell.
Because Esau has everybody else in a lower state, in hell. Read on.
To the sides of the pit.
Right?
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee.
Why? Because before, nobody can see the United States. Then nobody's on the level. Now they're being brought down and everybody can see them for who they really are. Read on.
And consider thee, saying, is this the man?
Because they're like, hold up. You used to be way up here. You used to have us shaken. You used to have us in fear. The very thought of going against the U.S. brings fear in governments. Read on.
That made the earth to tremble.
Because this is right. That's an example. What we just watched is the earth is trembling. They're mass bombing. Okay? Why? Because they shot 20 rockets and some drones? Like, you're going to do any damage to a friggin' destroyer fleet or a armada of naval ships with a friggin' drone and 20 missiles. Okay? Now, because of that, they're destroying they're shaking the earth. Read it again.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
So this is how we know it's talking about the so-called white man. Because not one man can make the earth tremble. It's talking about a race of people. And guess what? You want to know who the race is? We'll tell you in a minute. Read on.
That did shake kingdoms?
That's how you know it's. How can one man shake a whole kingdom, a nation? Why? Because he got the power of air superiority. He got a U.S. Air Force, 845 bases. He got carpet bombs. He got all type of hydrogen bombs. He got all type of fire bombs. And that's small arsenal for Esau, but that's doing major damage. Read on.
That made the world as a wilderness.
Right, and that's what happens. Look at Gaza. Look at the befores and afters we showed on the show. You got beautiful Mediterranean beachfront properties, gorgeous. It looked literally like a complete desert, with debris in it. Read it again.
That made the world as a wilderness.
How can you make the world as a wilderness? When you destroy everything, it looked like it never was there. Read on.
And destroy the
For
cities.
example, if you have a house, right? You got a house, and let's say somebody goes into foreclosure, In 4 years, nobody upkeep the property. What happened to that house? It overgrown. They make the world like a wilderness. How? With they force. Read on.
That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof.
That's how it looked like a wilderness. By destroying the cities, that's what's happening right now. Now, who's that man? Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1 and 2. One of my favorite scriptures. All of our favorite scriptures. Read on.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1.
Watch this.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
That's talking about the 12 tribes of Israel. You black people and Hispanics and natives and the diaspora scattered. We are the Israelites. Read on.
And will yet choose Israel.
Going to choose the Israelites. Read on.
And set them in their own land.
And that's the whole point of this doggone show, is that we're not in our own land. And right now you've got Palestinian Arabs who are being slaughtered by Caucasian, Israeli, Jewish men in our land. Read on.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
And in that day, the people that look down on us, they are going to be joined to us, and they're going to be serving us. What's the next verse?
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
That's the real house of Jacob. Read on.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
Yep.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in their land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
Watch this.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Who took us captives? First and foremost, now we all know the white man took us, but the Arabs took us captive as well. So those two major parties. Matter of fact, get me Psalms chapter 83. Because the first two people that they mention are the same people in the land that they're fighting over. Psalms 83 it says crafty counsel. Maybe Psalms 82.
Yes, sir. Psalms chapter 83 and verse 5.
Watch this.
For they have consulted together with one consent. Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
We just read the house of Jacob. Read on.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
The hidden ones, we're hidden from history. That's why the brothers in New Jersey have a show called Our Hidden History. The so-called Jewish man don't got a hidden history. He has a hidden history? Read on.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
That's what happened. Read on.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
And that's why we're rising up. We're standing back up. Some of us are changing our names legally. Why? It's an act of faith. Read on.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
What's the name of the list? Read on.
They are confederate against thee.
They all work together.
The tabernacles of Edom.
That's the first one. Read on.
And the Ishmaelites.
So the first two nations on that list are the same nations that right now is in our land, and those are the whole problem on the earth right now in that land is those two. God don't make no mistakes. All right. Now let's go back because we didn't get to the show yet. All praise to the Most High. Yes, sir. We going to close out early today. So thank you for those updates. Do we have any more? Pull it up. Again, this is real time in the Arabian Peninsula. You got a video? Okay. We're going to read or?
Israel's war on Gaza live. U.S.-UK strikes Houthi targets across Yemen. U.S.-UK forces launch air, ship, and submarine strikes against Yemen's Houthi fighters targeting weapons.
Hold up. If let's just think about this. How do you coordinate? We're military men. How do two countries coordinate both Air Force coordinated attacks and naval underwater coordinated attacks all of a sudden? Joint exercises are planned months in advance. You have to train for times like this. Air, which is the Air Force, ship, which is the Navy, submarines is a special division of the U.S. Navy. Matter of fact, I know guys that went to submarine school. It is a complete different entity than the guys that are on the destroyers and the aircraft carriers. Okay? Read on.
U.S.-UK forces launch airship and submarine strikes against Yemen's Houthi fighters targeting weapons, storage, air defense, and logistic facilities.
How do you know the logistic facilities to bomb if you have not had recon already there months in advance? What we're showing you is that the U.S. can do whatever they want as soon as they feel a threat or the thought of a threat. They already have you set up. That's why it's got to take the Most High is going to do what he does to bring down Babylon. There's nothing that anybody can do unless it's an intervention by God. Okay? Read on.
9 Palestinians, including children and at least 1 baby, killed in Israeli strike on a home in Rafah, according to Al Jazeera's correspondent in the city.
Is there more? Or is that it? Okay. 13 minutes ago. Damn.
Watch. Israel likely to argue self-defense focused on October 7th at ICJ.
And that's what they're always going to do. They can do that. They can do that. They can do that. And look, it's the old fake or allow. Matter of fact, this is the thing. They'd have to prove this now. How do we know? Right? I'm just being rational, adult, logical thinking. Given the disproportionate attack and the killing of like 29,000, something like that, we had the chart up.
Yeah, that was last week. Yes, sir.
How do you know? Remember, Netanyahu was about to get ousted, the political party. How do we know that it was actually Hamas that attacked? How do you know that they could have been paid by set party, drop the breaches of drop the security just so they can do what they wanted? How do you even know? We don't even know that. Or they could have been Hamas deserters. I'm telling y'all, got to really think about this.
Hey, scroll down to an hour ago. Houthi official says war now between supporters of genocide.
Damn.
I want y'all to see something. Right there. Read that.
Houthi officials says war now between supporters of genocide in Gaza and those against. Muhammad al-Bukhati, a senior Houthi official, has warned the U.S. and UK that they will regret attacking Yemen, which he described as the greatest folly in their history.
These folks ain't playing. They not playing. You're not just going to attack them and they laying down. These is not the ones to do that. They backed by Iran. The Houthis are backed by Iran. Hamas is backed by Iran. Hezbollah is backed by Iran. All of the Ishmael and the Arabs are backed by Iran. All of them people over there, they backed by Iran. He said this will be the greatest folly in their history.
You got something?
No, what I was going to say is based on their ideology, right? Just like we say, what's worse than a man with nothing to lose? A man with everything to gain.
Yes, sir.
The word Houthi itself translates to supporters of God. So they believe they supporting God. So in their mind,
Right.
they got everything to gain.
Hey, what it said in the last part on that thing right there, when you go back where it says the folly thing, can you read that again?
Yes, sir. The greatest hold on, let's start. The greatest folly in their history.
I want you to think, a lot of us have understanding of football, right? You could take the strongest football team in the history that had all the best players in the position. All it takes is one act of folly for the game to turn around, where you drop a ball, slip, right? And what's going on here is that this is also in the scriptures, the greatest folly in their history, because it's going to take something so blatantly egregious, it's so stupid, to make these Arabs realize that, wait the hell a minute. You are my brother. Yes, you are Yemen. Yes, I am Iran. Yes, you are Iraq. Yes, you are Sudan. But we are from the sons of Ishmael. Get me 2nd Esdras 15. It's good. This has got to be read in every single class, every single time. Because if you think that the Arabs in Yemen are really at heart any different than the Arabs in Saudi Arabia, they have their own food, their own culture, their own language, their own religion, and they don't like They don't want to they don't want to conform to white philosophy. They don't. Sometimes they gotta take the low because they don't have no power militarily. But this is the power. Read.
2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 29.
Stay with us, y'all. Come on.
Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia.
Wait, read it again.
Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia.
Nations plural with an S at the end of Nation. Why? Because the Arabs are in many different nations. That's the point of showing you Yemen, Oman, United Arab Emirates, Iran, Iraq's, Egypt. All these places are the nations where the Arabs are at. Read on.
Shall come out with many chariots.
What does that mean? That means that they come in, they inside. They're going to come out, meaning you're going to have to do something egregious. They're going to come out of them nations to do what? They are going to attack. And they're not stupid. They're not. Why? Because over the years, over the decades, ever since they saw it coming in the 70s when they had the gold standard, when Nixon took away the gold standard, and they had the Petra Act, I think it was 1973, when all transactions from Saudi Arabia went to the U.S. dollar. That changed everything. They started to realize, I'm telling you, these Arabs, they became multi-trillionaires, many of them. What do you think they're doing with their money? You think they're just playing golf with sports vehicles and driving around cars in the desert? No, that's why when you look at a lot of these Arabs that come here, when have you ever seen, I want you to really think about it. When, and I'm not stereotyping all Arabs. When have you ever seen an Arab ever working at a normal job? Most of them. Think about it. There's a lot of them here. They all have businesses. They all are funded. They're not stupid. They're here biding their time. Okay, read on.
And the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth.
The multitude of them shall be, that means there's going to be a lot of them going to, what is the definition of multitude? Is when you come together in a multi-unit, a multitude. From, remember, it says, and the Arabs will come from, read it again from the top.
Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia.
So remember, they had to come out. They all were coming out in a multitude out of the nations, these Arabs. Read on.
Shall come out with many chariots.
Come on.
And the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth.
Right.
That all they which hear them fear and tremble.
Here's the problem. Nobody's sweating the Arabs right now. There's gonna, and that act of folly. Remember, this is how their folly started. When Trump and them took out the number 2 guys. Okay. Remember the first time in 50 years they flew the Arab flag at like certain way. All of them was like, they done messed up now. They kept doing things. They're attacking the number 2, this guy, they're killing this, Saddam Hussein. All of these Arabs are paying attention. And when Yemen said this, Yemen tried to stay neutral, right? Now they said that what they're saying is that he's making a declaration about the folly. He's not just speaking for Yemen. He's speaking for all Arabs. All Arabs, they're going to wake up. Read on.
Also, the Carmanians, raging in wrath.
The Carmanians is talking about the Iranians. Read on.
Shall go
Notice the code up. Check this out. Notice that they mentioned about the dragons of Arabia and the Carmanians. Why? Because they're in that region together. Okay? And there's Arabs too in Iran. Don't get it twisted. It's not all. There's Arabs there too. Read on.
Raging in wrath.
Wait. Say what?
Raging in wrath.
We showed a class about 3 weeks ago, maybe longer than that. No, because you're about 3 weeks ago maybe or so, where there was a whole stadium of people, a huge football soccer stadium, and they were talking about Viva Palestine. They're all over the earth. They have massive protests. In Constantinople, we showed you hundreds of thousands of people in modern-day Istanbul, ancient Constantinople. Turkish Arabs. All of these guys are angry at what's going on in the onslaught of Palestine. And guess what? Read it again, that last part of Officer Micah.
Also, the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boar of the wood.
What makes, number one, a wild boar going out of the woods. That means that they are finally realizing that they are being oppressed to the point where that great folly, enough is enough. Now we all rising up. That's what's going to happen. And guess what? The so-called white man knows his time is coming. They can. There's a thing going on in the air. You can feel it. You can feel it if you pay attention. They know their time is short. All right. So, all right. Listen, we get yes. Hey, the brother. That's the brother. Okay. Hey, tell him brother. Hey, listen. I know you. I love this brother. You got a minute. Okay. Sometimes I be hearing you impatient. You try to overtake stuff. Quick report, brother. Quick report. Go ahead, bro. You got a minute. What's happening?
Shalom, sir. All praises Most High Christ bless. I'll make it real quick. 16 hours ago, the reason they pulled off that attack today, because 16 hours ago in the Gulf of Oman, the Iranians took an American oil tanker, just flat walked out there and took it.
Right.
That was absolutely. And then just a few hours ago, 6 minutes ago, we just got the information on that. Second thing, real quick. In the Gaza Strip, those Israelis are getting kicked in the head over there. Those Hamas, Hamas, they are not playing. Right now, the count is like 1,000 Israelis injured or dead in that area because the Houthis keep popping out of nowhere and using RPGs, and they are tearing those Israelis up from the floor up. That's the report I want because people are not getting that over there.
Hey, brother, I appreciate your brevity. It's nice. Hey, and this brother, I want to give him a shout out. Behind the scenes, this man sends stuff all the time to me. We used to get certain news outlets, remember? And they kicked us off in America. So we can't get things that you can get, showing you that they control what we see. So, brother, thank you. And Lord, hey, bro, stay safe over there. I know you're doing, you're a regular and patient saints. Everybody know you, bro. Lord's will, stay in the spirit, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, brother. All right. Hey, listen, Israel. First half of the show is done. Officer Mikael is going to do his Bible verses. How much? About 5-10 minutes? How much you got about that? 10, 15? That's too long. 15 is too long. 10 minutes, and I'm going to cut Larbuck short tonight, too. All praise to the Most High. Stick around. Mikael's going to the Bible verses. Then we come back. Kingdom music, second half of the show. Short Larbuck attack. Thank you, y'all. Late show. Shalom.
The streets to bring it out, they don't like that. No count, we ain't lying, we ain't fly, yeah. A roaring lion crouching down, they don't like that. The tribe of Judah, watch us do this, we gon' fight back. Yeah, your pastor know we lying, talking about he know the scriptures like a butcher, so I keep a knife. I pull it out and cut him with his wartime and spiritual. Praying for my son and them, praying for my aunties and my uncles and my cousins.
Hey, Shalom Israel, Most High Christ bless. This is your brother, Officer Mikael, and this is the Bible verses, the Book of Clarence. Go ahead and play that first timestamp.
We're gods. You know what I mean? We're gods, man. I watched Django, and it's a good movie. They're called niggers 110 times in a 2-hour space. We ain't niggers, man. We're gods. You shall address us as such.
All right, so the brother said something heavy. He said we're gods, and we should be addressed as such. Give me John chapter 10, verse 34. Let's see what the Bible says. Let's see if the Bible backs him up or not. John chapter 10, verse 34.
The book of John, chapter 10, verse 34. Jesus answered them, Is it not written in your law? I said, ye are gods. Read. If he called them gods, unto whom the word of God came, and the scripture cannot be broken.
The scripture can't be broken, and the Bible says we are gods. So yeah, the brother was absolutely right in that point. Go ahead and play the next timestamp.
We like to dream, but then there's people like us that show that they're not actually dreams. I was saying that I believe like a few hundred years ago, someone changed the word plans aims, and intentions into dreams. And the moment we embrace that word dream, we embrace the word failure. That's my dream car, my dream house, my dream job, my dream. You show me a dreamer, I'll show you a person who's going to fail. You can't chase a dream. You're sleeping when you have them.
Pause it. So look, yeah, if you're a dreamer, if you embrace those dreams, you're gonna fail. The Bible says that too. Sirach chapter 34, verse 7. Watch this. Sirach chapter 34 and verse 7. Because we're gonna address some points about these dreams.
The book of Sirach, chapter 34, verse 7. For dreams have deceived many, and they have failed that put their trust in them.
So if you trust in those dreams, you're going to fail, especially if they don't come from the Most High, because the Most High did say that in these last days he was going to pour his spirit upon us. Give me that in Acts chapter 2. Acts chapter 2 and verse 17.
The book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 17. And it shall come to pass in the last days, said God, I will pour out of my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy.
Right.
And your young men shall see visions, and your young old men shall dream dreams.
And it says the old men shall dream dreams. So the Most High will give us a spirit to be able to dream. But all those other dreams, if you trust in them, they're going to fail. Let's go to the next timestamp.
I took you to the Old West. I take you to the New Testament.
Now let's talk about the Book of Clarence. This comes out this week, the 12th.
Yeah.
Now with this movie, did you have any reservations? Because, people are so, when you talk about religious movies or biblical times or whatever, people are so animated, have so many questions and will complain to I don't even know what's up, especially with this movie.
Blasphemy. At the teaser, at 60-second teaser, we drop a 60-second teaser, and everyone says, blasphemy. Envy. Matthew 24:5. Jesus' exact words are, many shall come in my name, saying I am the Christ, and they shall deceive many. The Bible itself speaks of Simon the sorcerer, who was trying to pay his way into the apostles. The Bible itself speaks of Simon the sorcerer. In Jesus' lifetime, in his 33 years of being on the planet, there was 200 to 300 people coming and saying that they're the Messiah. You only have to do a Google check. Now, I knew people would be saying that when they look at the teaser. We released a longer trailer and it was less, right? But now when you say blasphemy, you have to stand on it. I want to know why you're saying blasphemy. Is it because you're seeing people of color? And if I'm speaking to a person of color, I'm going to ask a deep question. When you look at the trailer because you haven't seen the movie, when you look at the trailer for the Book of Clarence and you're yelling blasphemy, one, do you actually read the book you profess to know so much about? Two, and this is to all black people that yelling blasphemy. Are you saying blasphemy because you see yourself in that place and time? Because I'm showing people in that place and time as the same color as you? We are so trained to dismiss anything we see as,
yeah. All right. So the brother said a lot right there, right? And he addressed the scripture, Matthew 24:5. When it says that many shall come in my name and shall deceive many, it's talking about Christianity. When it talks about those false Christ, it's talking about Christianity. And he also talked about Simon the sorcerer. Simon the sorcerer did not try to buy his way into the apostles. He tried to buy the Holy Spirit to be able to lay hands on people. But what I want to talk about, what I do want to pull the scripture on, give me Hosea 3:4 about the images. Hosea chapter 3 and verse 4. Let's get that. This is why a lot of black people are screaming blasphemy when they see black images. Watch this.
The book of Hosea, chapter 3 and verse 4. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without a teraphim.
So it says the children of Israel would abide many days without an image. We have no images. We had no images. We don't see ourselves in the Bible. We don't see ourselves in the New Testament or the Old Testament. But guess what? The Bible is the blackest book on the planet. Get Job 30 and 30. The Bible is the blackest book on the planet. And we're going to give y'all some images. We're going to give y'all some hope. We're going to give y'all some inspiration. Read that.
The book of Job, chapter 30, verse 30. My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heat.
Job said, my skin is black upon me. Get Songs of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5. The wisest man outside of Jesus Christ to walk the face of this earth, the richest king to ever be a king. What he say? Read that.
The book of Songs of Solomon.
Yeah, Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. Let's go. Let's get it. See what the richest, wisest king to ever walk the face of this earth said about himself. Come on. Hey, all praise to the Most High, man. My reader in the spirit over here. He all excited. It should be right there by Ecclesiastes.
There we go. Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem.
Solomon said, I am black and comely. I'm black and handsome. From there, let's get the New Testament. Let's get the clincher, the greatest man to walk the face of this earth, what he looked like. Revelation chapter 1, verse 14 and 15. Let's go.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
Brass is already a golden brown color, and it's so dark, it looked like it burned in the furnace. Jesus Christ, the greatest man to walk the face of this earth, was a black man. So all y'all that used to watch Good Times, Michael was right and JJ was in the spirit. Go to the next timestamp.
I think it downplays faith at all. I think it examines the motivation behind our faith.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's exactly what it does. Like if we came about today, I have a 9-year-old son. Let me sit this guy down and try and tell him, explain to him about, the virgin birth and all of this stuff. He would look at me with disbelief at first. You have to convince kids that Santa Claus exists, you have to tell them that from when they're a baby. You can't start from when they're 10.
Stop. So, I'm not going to get into it because we got a hot show, but the virgin birth is false. So his 10-year-old son looking at him like he's crazy with disbelief, all praise to the Most High. Don't believe nothing your daddy say, boy, about that subject. And as far as Santa Claus, we all know Santa Claus is a lie too. Next timestamp.
Say like, Jesus had 12 apostles. He didn't have 7 billion. Where were all you guys when Jesus was around? Jesus had 12 apostles and probably the 60 or 70 people or a couple of hundred people he was preaching to when he was doing the sermons on the Mount. But they arrested Jesus, right? And then the Romans arrested him and the Romans killed him, right? They crucified him. Where were all these choruses of supporters? If Jesus came around today, people would be yelling blasphemy.
That's right.
He'd be arrested and crucified all over again.
Stop. So look, let's go to the book of John, chapter 8 and verse 31. We're going to address this 100, maybe 60 followers. Man, look, you got to know what you're talking about, bro. You want to do a movie this heavy, you got to know what you're talking about. Read that.
The book of John, chapter 8, verse 31. Then said Jesus to those Jews which believed on him, if ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed.
So the Jews that believed on him, if you continue in his word, you are his disciples. Let's see who those Jews was he was talking to. Let's go to John chapter 6, verse 10. Let's see how many of these Jews it was.
The book of John
chapter 6, verse 10.
The book of John, chapter 6, verse 10. And Jesus said, make the men sit down. Now there was much grass in the place. so that men sat down in number about 5,000.
It was about 5,000 that sat down and continued in Jesus' word. So Jesus had about 5,000 disciples just right there. So come on, bro. Know what you're talking about. Now, he talked about Jesus. If he was here today, he would be hated. They would scream blasphemy. He'd be arrested. Yes. And guess what? It's happening. Go to Matthew chapter 5, verse 11. It's happening right now. Jesus is being crucified right now. He's being arrested right now. They're yelling blasphemy right now. Read.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 11. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake.
Shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for Christ's sake. Number 3 on the SPLC hate groups list. Falsely accused of murders around the world, being called racist, black identity extremists. These are all manners of evil that are being spoken against us for Christ's sake. Go to John 15:18. John 15:18.
The book of John, chapter 15 and verse 18. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
So the world does hate us, and we know that it hated Christ before it hated us. So go to the last time stamp.
So when people champion their religions, but I find everyone to be a disbeliever of some sort. If I'm speaking to a Christian, okay, so you disbelieve in all the other religions on the planet. You just believe in yours, right? But whatever your belief is, God is inside you. Right? Whatever your belief is, even if you have no faith.
All right, so he's talking about believing in all these different religions, or if you believe in only your religion, you're a disbeliever. Let's see what the Bible says. Ephesians chapter 4.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 3. Endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace.
So we got to endeavor to keep the unity. All these different religions are man-made, and they cause division amongst the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Read.
There is one body and one spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling.
Read.
One Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all.
So it's only one God, it's only one faith, and that's you knowing that you are the children of Israel, the 12 tribes. And with that, I'm Officer Mikael, and this has been the Bible verses. I hope y'all got something out of that. Shalom.
Let the streets to bring it out. They don't like that. No count. We ain't lying. We ain't fly, yeah. A roaring lion crouching down. They don't like that. The tribe of Judah watching do this. We gon' fight back. Yeah, your pastor know we lying. Talking about he know the scriptures like a butcher, so I keep a knife. Pull it out and cut him with his war time and spiritual. Praying for my son and them. Praying for my aunties and my uncles and my cousins.
All in.
You can tell by my gait that I'm all in. You can tell by my faith that I'm all in. Front line with the truth, I'ma fall in. Even if it's a dead end, going all in. You can tell by the things I'm involved in. I can lose it all for my calling. If I die for the truth, it's a win-win. And going to the end, going all in. Going all in. Going in, going all in. Going all in. I'm going in, going all in. You can tell by the things I'm involved in. I can lose it all for my calling. If I die for the truth, it's a win-win. And going to the end, going all in. Going all in.
Think about what went into it. A lot of people don't realize, we do show up on the cruise ship, but they don't realize the preparation that goes into it.
This gospel's never been taught. Okay, what's been taught is a injustice Roman Catholicism was forced on our people Christianity, which has indoctrinated our people into lies. So we're here to undo the lies and reunite our destroyed people.
This is a national song about our history.
To where it's grown to, and just to be a part of that growth, and to be able to move the Lord's army. I mean, really just deploying them. And that thing, once you kind of inherit that into your spirit and knowing what the Lord tasked you with and the great responsibility that you have, that goes back to the love that you were talking about, right?
I find the bus, say I got 35 men. On the way back, the driver says, hey, I need $800 for this bus and $600 for the other bus. I said, I'm not paying you that much.
Eso no es raza, eso no es sangre. En la Biblia, eso no es nacionalidad. Saben de Biblia, vienen a decir que Cristo, que Jesucristo es blanco, es negro. ¿Cómo así?
Es negro.
La Biblia lo
Es negro. Es negro.
Why do we have white images in church? Why do we have white pictures of Jesus Christ in our homes? Because the ones that oppress us taught us their religion.
And a lot of people don't realize we went into quote-unquote war zones. Yes. Exactly. These are places where you have the police walking around with automatic handguns, ARs. They're ready for something to pop off. Drivers are telling us, you sure you want to go there?
4 different news stations. No news shows up. They say they're sending somebody. No news shows up. As soon as we start marching, the whole world wants to call the cops.
You think Jesus Christ is white? Where in the Bible does it say that? I challenge all you Christians, all you preachers, all you pastors, you bunch of liars.
Cristo es negro, para que lo sepa.
We are a Bible-based organization rebuilding our nation.
Yo, we go the distance, across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes, worldwide, this is redemption. Yeah, this is redemption. This is redemption. We go the distance, across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission.
Hey, Shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ. Bless, awesome man here with Kingdom Music, man. Original royalty on the rise, bro. We got big things popping off in 2024. First thing to pop off in 2024 is my brother Sir Amaz with his new album True Jerusalem and his single. Let's check it out right now.
This is Agent Cooper from the FBI. The target is engaged in suspicious activities. I am sending an agent to conduct surveillance and catch this. I'm sure he is doing drugs.
Damn, kitty, this that way.
Yeah. Deacon step, captain step, officers step, soldiers step, men of valor step. The bishops gon' walk, security surround them. This is battle real talk. See my deacon step, captain step, officers step, soldiers step, men of valor step. Bishops gon' walk, security surround them. This is battle real talk. All praise to the Father, glory to the Son. Household in order, wife and my sons. Christian church or Catholic, I ain't scared of nuns. Tell D to MCs, come and rev, better run. Congregational trials to conquer, cause niggas filled with hate. Walking blind, that's Deuteronomy 28:28. Playing Russian roulette, you Jesse Smollett, you niggas fake. We at war, but you friendly, fire and aiming my way. Well, we push the gospel regardless, stay out the way. We putting kings back on horses and on foot slaves. Doing 80 right in this verse, but staying in my lane. Got a million things to gripe about, but I won't complain. We got the keys to the mysteries, but we gon' make it plain. Prophesying precepts in the wind, we gon' make it plain. That went over your head like the clouds, most I make it rain. On the pouring spirit and sick, dumb in the lane. Deacon step, captain step, officers step, soldiers step, men of valor step. The bishops gon' walk, security surround them. This is battle real talk. See my
So look, brothers was bagging up T-shirts. Let's not get it twisted, man. We do not condone or promote any sort of sin. Brothers had T-shirts in bags because you can go on Original Royalty and get you some T-shirts, and you can get you some music, and you can get you some posters. You can get you a whole lot of stuff on Original Royalty. All right, but look, that was Sir Amaz with the Battle Step coming out in 2024. Original Royalty. Go online to all streaming platforms to get the album True Jerusalem. If you like West Coast music, you're going to definitely love this. Amaz is definitely West Coast. All right? So that has been Officer Matt with Kingdom Music. Shalom.
Yo, we go the distance. Across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes worldwide, this is redemption. Yeah, this is redemption. This is redemption. We go the distance. Across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. Welcome back to Precept Upon Precept. Go to our YouTube page, like, subscribe, and share our videos. Appreciate you. Go to the next article, please. All right. We are headed tonight. We're covering about Israeli. Put up the thumbnail if you can, real quick, because really, in the first part of the show, we're live updates what happened with Yemen, but Israeli Edomite hypocrisy, displacement. That's what's happening in the Gaza Strip. Resources and occupancy. And that also goes to Yemen, because they're not just going to attack Yemen. They're going to set up a base if it's not already there, because they want to be able to control that shipping lane of that strait that we said earlier. So it's not just them, Israel, and the U.S. and Britain and Gaza. It's the whole region. That's what's going to take the Arabs. It's going to be a great act of folly that's going to make them rise up and do what the scriptures say. Go to the next article, and I don't remember which one it is. There was one I posted. I think that was the one. What number is it? No, there was one other one. I'm sorry. Oh gosh. I think it's put up number 8 real quick. Wait a minute. No. I'm sorry. Number 6. That's what I'm sorry. Number 6. So, Officer Micah touched on it, I believe, on his Watchman report, that the South Africa of all countries, right? And there's other countries that are filed an international claim in the International Court of Law against Israel. And I want to visit that, because in order to be held accountable for breaking international law, there has to be a governing body that have the power to hold you accountable. It goes back to Job 9:24. Israel has complete immunity. The U.S. has no one to hold them accountable except the Most High God. That's why when you remember before, during, right after September 11th, I think it was, the entire, Gulf War number 2, there were rallies about not going to war. The U.S. went to war anyways. We were alive to see that. There were protests in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., not to go. They went anyways. You go look at it's about 20 years. Go look at the news articles, okay? Look at the videos of that time. Read. I mean, is it play or read? Play.
South Africa tells the International Court of Justice.
Please be seated.
The world is witnessing a textbook.
So I have to do this. Please Google the International Court of Justice, and we're going to see the the powers that be. It's not going to say the white man's good. We're going to be able to read and inference who controls. Because if this court was truly impartial, all of the Israeli government should be in jail right now. If in an idealistic world, okay? All right. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Good job. Good job. All right, so let's press from jurisdiction. Pull up jurisdiction. No. Pull up the court. Pull up the court. Thank you. Let's look at presidency, chambers of committees, judges, and how the court works. Oh, look at, start with members of the court. Okay, scroll down. I want to see if they give us a list. This might not be what I want. Okay, back up. Let's go back. Look at the court registry cases basically. Do jurisdiction. That would be what they have power over. Oh, here we go. Okay. So current members of the, scroll up to the top, it's the International Court of Justice. So that means, the word international means out of all the nations, they are supposed to have control at a global or an international level. Let's look at the current members of this International Court of Justice. Oh, go ahead, Micah.
Current members, President Joan E. Donahue.
That's, what race is she? She is a Caucasian. Read on, scroll down.
Vice President Kirill Gevorgian, Russian Federation.
Another Caucasian, Russian Caucasian. Read on.
Judge Peter Tomaka,
Slovakia. Another Caucasian.
Judge Ronnie Abraham.
I think we get the point.
France.
So these are all Caucasian, and there may be a spot mixed in here and there. Yep, there we go. There's your spot right there from Somalia. The point is that the majority of the court is going to be Caucasians. And the head Caucasian, which is the greatest of the flock, Israel is the least of the flock. They control this court. All right, so now go back to the article.
And you notice, Cap, the first state they put up there was United States. Like, look, they letting you know, like, they run stuff. Everybody else is second to none.
Yep.
Y'all
got second to none.
Y'all got to see this. You got to see everything is, if you just pay attention and look at them. They're all sitting there like they've got some power in a big long desk. Okay, Court of International Justice, and it's all a facade because, and you know, it's a slap in the face because South Africa, they have no military power. How many bases does South Africa have over there? What does South Africa control other than the bottom of Africa, which is run by white people? They control nothing, but yet they're it's absolute mockery. This is a mockery. This is a mockery. They're killing. Can we pull the chart up from last week? When you get a chance, tech guys, showing you the number of people that were killed. It was a great chart that Iran posted. And it showed the number of Palestinian it broke it down by the number of women, the children, and injured. Not just the ones killed, but also injured. And they have the nerve to have a African country file a claim of the Court of International Justice, which is created, operated, and ran by Caucasians. It's a mockery. While we wait, get me the book of, you got it? Okay.
The Israeli genocide in the Gaza Strip, 7 October through 27 December 2023.
Now remember, today is January the 11th. So that was 82 days of war. So let's add, it's at least day 90 something, right? 93 or something like that. So unfortunately, they've eclipsed 30,000 for sure. Let's read that.
29,124 killed, 11,422 children, 5,822 women, 26,706 civilians.
So that means, by math, you did last week, there's less than like 2,800 some odd technical combatants. So that means that the vast 26, if you take 29,124 and divide it into 26, I'm not asking you to do this, the ratio is like 90 or 91% were non-combatants that were killed. And most of them were women and children. Listen, and they have the nerve in an international court. And guess what? The mockery is that they're going to lose. Their claim is going to be brought forth. Said, we understand your concern, and it's a mockery. Here, and go back real quick. So when you see 56,122 injuries, that's not talking about a cure-aid Band-Aid. That's talking about you missing a limb. That little Palestinian boy last week when he said he was crying because remember he couldn't see his face. Those are injuries that are lifelong injuries that are debilitating. So you're looking at over 86,000. That was back on the 27th, which is over 10 days ago. So that this number is climbing, and nobody can do anything about it. This is how you know it's prophetic. There's nothing that anyone could do to stop the hardening of the Pharaoh's heart during the time of the Egyptian Exodus. There's nothing they can do to stop this. It's biblical prophecy. So now, let's go back. We're almost done, y'all. Thank you for staying with us. We're getting winding down. Come on.
Of genocide unfold in Gaza.
This killing is nothing short of destruction of Palestinian life. It is
real quick. You know the ironic thing about this? This is an Arab woman, Adila Hassim. She has to come and dress up like a Caucasian to beg for them to stop murdering her people. This is how you know this. And you don't see no doggone Caucasians dressing up in Arab garb. They don't have to. All right? Play on.
Deliberately, no one is spared, not even newborn babies.
It has started legal proceedings against Israel in the UN's highest legal body, looking to show a pattern of large-scale homicidal destruction that qualifies as acts of genocide.
For the past 96 days, Israel has subjected Gaza to what has been described as one of the heaviest conventional...
You know what's heavy right now? In order to plead a case, this is how the law works. In order to plead a case, you have to have a plaintiff and a defendant, right? So the defendant in this particular case would be, right? Am I saying that right? The defendant would be Israel. The plaintiff is the world court, and she is an attorney or an international lawyer that's bringing forth the charges. You cannot bring forth a charge unless there is a law. There has to be a law of genocide is the law of the certain parameters that qualify a genocide. Everyone knows it's a genocide. They're telling you it's a genocide. There shouldn't be nothing to talk about. They all should be in jail. The war should be shut down. We're just showing you that it's I imagine her how she has to feel with the name Hassam, and she probably has some of her family members that have been through the same thing. And she's got to stand there with a doggone fake, that's not Arab garb. And she's got to, in legal terminology, beg to the white man, please stop killing my people. And is it funny how they show you the Arab woman? The white man don't make mistakes. Play on.
Bombing campaigns in the history of modern warfare.
South Africa is arguing Israel's military campaign since Hamas's attack on southern Israel on October the 7th has been nothing short of the systematic destruction, in whole or in part, of Palestinians as a population group.
As we stand today. Pause. Let's just do that. Let's go to number 4. So Matt said, go to number 4 because it just goes to show you that. And the thing is that a lot of black Americans, a lot of people that are people, the 12 tribes of Israel, if you're not in the spirit, you don't understand. Your heart would over sympathize with the Palestinians because you believe that we're all one people, one nation, regardless of your Arab. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. The Arabs are getting their judgment from God. Why? Because what they've done to the children of Israel. Okay, and all of these events are leading up to the Valley of Jehoshaphat, the Valley of Decision, which is AKA called Armageddon. Some people call it World War III. It's Armageddon. So why are we keep going over the same thing? Because this is happening tonight. Tomorrow night there'll be some new, and as this moves forward, 2 Ezra 15. The dragons of Arabia are going to remember their nature. Yemen made a proclamation, it will be the worst folly. It will be the worst. You will regret it. You cannot make a threat of regret unless you have things in place. These Arabs have things in place. Jeremiah talked about caterpillars. I will fill thee with men like caterpillars. Why? Why do so many Arabs control commerce with transportation? Why? It's why do you not see Arabs working in steel mills? You got to really start paying. This has been by design, and God's putting everything in place. And hardening this Netanyahu, all the other, what's the other white dude in Biden, Joe Biden, okay? They're all together, hugging each other, okay? Tripping up steps. Trump, I love Trump. Hey, can we get a clip of Trump making fun of Biden? It just came to me. Please pull it up, because Trump is a gay. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. If it came down to it, in the kingdom, like I'm gonna let Trump get some of the good food. Like he gonna be like the guy like, yo, you all right, hey, have this tonight. All right, listen, you all right, because he's a breath of fresh air, and these white people hate Trump because they can't lobby him, they can't get his money.
Hey Cap, we could make Trump the house nigga.
Yes, he gonna be Stephen. Trump gonna be Stephen.
Who that crack on that man?
You know? See, and that's how you know we're in captivity. We can only dream about, we can only make grandiose statements of hope for one day. And we know it's going to come true. Right now, we ain't got no power. Let you stop working for 3 weeks and see what happened to your black race.
Right.
Unfortunately. All right? Yeah.
Crooked Joe Biden is not only dumb.
Here we go. Trump. Hey, we just had to say it.
Crooked Joe Biden is not only dumb and incompetent, I believe that he has gone mad, a stark, raving lunatic with his horrible and country-threatening environmental open borders and DOJ, FBI weaponization policies. He is a mental catastrophe that is leading our country to hell. We'll end up in World War III because of this man, and for no reason whatsoever.
Hey, Trump don't give a damn, man. Hey, this gotta have a little bit of comic relief, man. The point is that we in the last days, and I'm telling you right now, a lot of things gonna pop off the next couple weeks. You got it? Pray for the tech team. Hey, get me Revelation chapter 18, verse 1 and 2. Because what is it going to take for that great folly to be exploited? What is it going to take for Armageddon to come? What is it going to take? This is what it's going to take. Revelation 18, verse 1 through 4.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven.
There's levels of the angels. And when they come down for heaven, these angels are not coming down to create peace. Read on.
Having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory.
Right? Come on.
And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying,
Come on.
Babylon the Great is fallen.
The subject is Babylon the Great. And this is the book of Revelation. This is not talking about ancient Babylon. This is talking about the daughter of Babylon. When you read in Psalms, read on.
Is fallen and is become the habitation of devils.
Come on.
And the hold of every foul beast. Foul spirit.
The whole of every foul spirit. This is the place where you can have pedophiles are pushing for legislation to be pedophiles. We have open same-sex marriage, which the Bible and the Catholic Church, all the Christians are supposed to be condemning. You have all these lewd acts. You have drag queens inside elementary schools reading to children, but the Israelites can't go in there? You got to understand you are living in a place of file and a foul spirit. Read on.
And a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
What is that talking about? A cage of every hateful and unclean birds. Why? Who's the strongest bird? It's the eagle. And those foul spirits are talking about, that's the so-called white man. Read on.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
What does that mean? The wine is pacification. Because if you don't drink it, you get embargoed. If you don't get embargoed, you get sanctioned. And if you want to go that route, you get jackals to come in and they overthrow your government like they do in most third world countries. Read on.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
Right. Does that mean every king is having sex with the king over there and the king of Babylon? No. It's talking about the fornication that takes place at the economic level. Okay, the political level. You have to get with their ideologies and their policies. Read on.
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Everybody, that's why the petrodollar deal was done, where everything goes through the U.S. dollar. The U.S. creates trillions of dollars of debts and sells it to other countries. There's no standard in the U.S. dollar. There's no commodities backing. This is how we know it's talking about the United States of America. Read on.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying.
Now, this is the point we want to get to. It says another voice from heaven saying, what is going to make that voice speak? Read on.
Come out of her, my people.
This is my people. When you read in the book of Matthew chapter 2, verse 6, Exodus 7, verse 4, my people are talking about the Israelites. Read on.
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
So it's telling them to come out of Babylon, not leave, but you got to stop sinning. No pork. Stop shaving your beard. Stop committing adultery, fornication, going to church on Sunday, honoring Easter, New Year's, Halloween, all these garbage pagan holidays. Read on.
And that ye receive not of her plagues.
And the plagues that's coming to this place is nuclear thermal destruction. Why are we going here? I forgot. You were getting something, right? Read on. Finish it off. Okay, good. So the point is, this place, the sins are going to reach heaven. So Trump is making a statement. You're leading us to World War III. You would think that the Joe Biden, who is a Democrat, who's the extension of Barack Obama, right? Are you kidding me? This country is the weakest it's ever been, and Trump has nothing to lose. He's a multi-billionaire. They are literally trying, it might sound like I'm pro-Trump. They are literally trying to pigeonhole this guy from not getting elected. They are taking his name off the ballot. He has no political alliance. He is completely, his mouth is completely unbridled, and they hate it. We love the guy. Well, I don't love him, but for an Edomite, he ain't bad. Play.
Get to the starting gate. I mean, the guy can't find his way off of a stage. Look, here's the stage. Here's the stage. I've never seen this stupid stage before, right? I've never seen it. But if I walk left, there's a stair. And if I walk right, there's a stair. And this guy gets up. Where am I? Where the hell am I? Where am I?
Yo, jokes
nah,
to
it's
me.
terrible. Terrible.
Yo. Hey, listen, we pro God, but we gotta laugh. Trump is I don't know. Who knows? Trump. We never know what's going to happen. The Most High is got this world in his hand, and we pray that the Lord is going to make a way for us to escape, all right, the Israelites. So is there another article? Are we done? Is that it? Yes, video 4, yes. And then after, it's almost 11:30, isn't it? Oh, gosh. Last one, we're going to go quick LAR back attack. Captain Zakar kind of went over tonight because he started late, so we're going to run just a little bit late.
Accused of genocide by South Africa. And today that case comes before the International Criminal Court. It's been compared to accusing a Holocaust survivor of starting World War II.
As the war enters a new phase, Israeli leaders are considering the future of Gaza, as well as what to do about Hezbollah in Lebanon. CBN Middle East correspondent Julie Stahl reports.
On Wednesday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke on his view of Gaza after the war.
Israel has no intention of permanently occupying Gaza or displacing its civilian population. Israel is fighting Hamas.
Stop. This is what inspired the title of the show. Rewind it just a little bit, and we're going to show you that they're so good at lying and getting you to believe what white people say that he said it so fast and he lied so bold, and guess what? Everybody in the world doesn't even well, they see it, but it's so smooth the way he's able to get away with this. Play it again.
Occupying Gaza or displacing its
Gaza after the
they have literally displaced over 1,900,000 citizens of Gaza. He just said it is not our intention to displace. They have already displaced more than 2/3 of the country. So what is he talking about? Remember, they said go south. Bishop brought it out. Bishop Nathaniel. They said go south. Then what happened? They bombed them in the south. More combat journalists have died in this 90-something day war than in the history of modern wars. Not all combined, but if you go to, let's say, for example, Vietnam, if you go, there have been more civilian combat reporters that have died during it. That's phenomenal. And we're not even to 4 months yet. You got to really see what's going on. 29,000 deaths as of December 27th. Yeah, listen, these guys are the true gangsters of the earth. He's going to come up there. They displaced pull up the stat again. Y'all think I'm lying. Pull the stat up again. Pull the damn stat up again. He just lied, and said it's not there to displace the people of Gaza. That would be true if it was only, say, 19 or 1,900. Then you can make the argument. Look at the sheer mathematics of this. Real quick, pull up the friggin' population of Gaza. Let's just hit him with the math. This math ain't mathing. What he talking about? I believe it's 2.6 million people. You got to be friggin' kidding me, man.
And you see the injuries, Cap? Imagine how many people got PTSD. They ain't even reporting that. So they ain't thinking about the aftermath, people that's got to live through those traumas and stuff like that.
You could make the argument, Officer Micah, if the way that the U.S. military does PSD and disability awarding, right? That every citizen in Palestine has not post, they in it. They got present stress disorder. And after this war, they will have post-traumatic stress disorder. So, no, that ain't, bro, wait. No. You know why it's not 77,000? Because 1.9 million were displaced. So that's wrong. It got to be wrong, bro. Got to be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's 2.6 million people because 1.9 million people were displaced. So it can't be 700,000. But anyways, the point is, let's just say it's 2.6 million. That's over 2/3 of the country has been displaced in counting. So now I just want to show you, go back to the thumbnail real quick. Y'all got to, sometimes just that one point is all you need to really, this guy, that's why I like what Michael did. He's a damn gangster. He's a straight up gang. Israel, Edomite, hypocrisy. Displacement, resources, and occupancy. They had to displace them in order to get the resources, and they 100% are going to occupy. Now go back to the video and watch this dude lie, and have people thinking he's sincere.
You know what I just noticed on that thumbnail? The title is Red, White, and Blue because America's the big brother.
Mm-hmm.
It was done unintentionally, but in the spirit, it shows you that.
You didn't do that intentionally.
No.
Look at that. Red, white, and blue. And that's, Sabi in Edomite is in red. Edom is in red.
And I want y'all to pay attention because this fork-tongued demon, because you heard what he said, we don't want to displace anybody. Watch what he says after that.
Israel has no intention of permanently occupying Gaza or displacing its civilian population. Israel is fighting Hamas terrorists, not the Palestinian population. Our goal is...
Stop! We're going to end the show with this. This is hypocrisy at its ultimate, and it's in an international stage, in an international court, charges being brought up. He has complete immunity, and he can say whatever he wants, and there's nothing they could. This is why, the Bible, these white people run everything. They control everything. Pull up the stat. The stat I want you to pull up, not the population. It said about, no. Pull up the, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. When you get a chance. I know that it's late. We're almost done. Okay. Wait a minute. Targeted, look at that. Targeted health facilities. A facility is a health center. 100, and let's think about it, right? He said they're targeting Hamas and not the Palestinian citizens, right? So then why is 2/3 of the population displaced? Why are not 135 people in one hospital, 135 hospitals or medical facilities? Hey, if we Googled how many facilities are in Palestine, I bet you there's no more than 200.
Hey, look at this stat. It says 65,600 homes completely destroyed. So that means they're dropping bombs in neighborhoods.
That's a hell of a point. That didn't say right. Hamas don't live in all them homes.
Right.
Look at the partially destroyed homes. So that means if you add them up together, that's over almost 240,000 homes you destroyed. Look at the destroyed industrial facilities. 1,541 places of commerce, industrial facilities like factories and things like that. When you destroy industry, industrial facilities are industry. Industries is economy. When you destroy someone's economy, there's no more country, and they don't want to occupy.
Hey, remember?
Come on, man. Wake up, yo.
Remember, they were stopping supplies and aid to the hospitals. They were stopping it. So how can you say we're not doing this to the Palestinian people, we're only after Hamas, when you stopped aid to hospitals for civilians? You stopped their electricity, you stopped their food, you stopped their medical supplies, you stopped everything. There was hospitals that went out off of their battery power. Their backup generators went out, they held off for so long.
And with infants and they have, or certain premature babies, there's a lot of premature babies as well, because a lot of Palestinians, when they're born, their mothers some are malnourished because, remember, the food flow, they're not eating a diet that is, they don't control their food and income, right, into the country. So if you have a battery power generator goes out and you've got old folks and people on an ICU, on life support, and infants in these chambers of pressure to help them keep alive, they die. And I'm telling you, these Arabs are not forgetting.
Right.
Okay? The Palestinian boy last week, his face is all couldn't recognize. He said, I can't recognize my face. All the people you injured and you maimed, and you think that this is not going to come back on you. It was I think Finkelstein and another guy, he's a Marine Corps Scott Ritter, and the other guy we like, McGregor. I like McGregor, Army Colonel, right? They say you're doing the exact opposite. You're creating more martyrs. You're creating a bigger problem, okay? So they're hypocrites, but they're allowed, and there's nothing that anybody can do, and that's why it's got to be a divine intervention. Yemen, the Yemenis official, the Houthi official said it the best. If we can go back to that quote, I want to go back to that quote because it's going to take 2nd Ezra 15, which all these things are going to happen in a certain order where we're going to know, all right? Pull up that statement if you can. The greatest folly is going to lead to the fulfillment of 2nd Ezra 15 when these Arabs and the Carmanians come out in great wrath. Why? Because they're displaced in these different countries like United Arab Emirates, like Saudi Arabia, like Oman, like Iran, Iraq, like Somalia, Egypt. They're all, and by the way, Sydney, Australia, Tokyo, Japan. Oh, New York City, okay? These Arabs are all over the world. They got Arab places in these inner cities.
And Kat, maybe we'll touch on the next week, but Soleimani was behind gathering up all of those Ishmaelites. That's called the Axis of Resistance. And he was gathering all of them together before he got assassinated. That's what he was doing. The fact that Iran is backing all of those people up, Soleimani started that.
That's a heavy point. Let's next show, let's go into that because anytime you had somebody stand up like Omar Gaddafi, like who else? Saddam Hussein, that wanted to, he was a puppet, he worked with the CIA, but anytime you have any man of color that would stand up for his people to try to unite to get off of the American influence, he was destroyed. He was set up to be killed. Pull that statement up. All right. So look, thank you for staying with us, y'all. I'm just going to paraphrase it. Basically, he said, you attacking Yemen is there's going to be a consequence, and it is your greatest folly. Meaning, you done crossed this time. It was too much, and what's going to happen is. There's an old saying, it says the straw that broke the camel's back. That's going to get to the point where, what does that mean? You think about it? A camel, job of a camel is to carry weight, right? Through deserts, right? And if you have a certain amount of weight on the back, one more piece of straw made the load so great that it forced the camel down, right? There's going to come a time when they just push it too far and it's going to break, and that's when the dragons are going to remember their nature. And there's a lot of things that the Most High has that in them, the sleeper cells, the caterpillars, all these that are going to manifest. So with that, Israel, thank you for staying with us. We're going to go to the Lard back attack, a short Lard back attack. Next week, tune in. Shalom. Hey, Israel, shalom, most high and Christ bless. I am Captain Shem, and this is the Lard back attack. Let me just start. Disclaimer. If you take it personal, that means it's personal to you. That means you're fat, you're overweight, you're obese, and it's not my fault, it's your fault. And here's the thing. They don't have this problem in Chad, Nigeria. They don't have this problem in the Amazon. They don't have this problem in most of the doggone world, except for where Edomites have set up a system of eating convenience, you lardbacks. Sirach 30, verse 25. I don't feel no kind of way. Because, listen, all of us can take control of our health, and we have the scriptures to prove it. So, if you're offended by what I say, do something about it and lose the weight, lard ass. Okay?
Sirach chapter 30, verse 25.
Come on.
A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
That means if you don't care, if you don't have a care of your meat and your diet, I don't care how much you smell, you're not happy. Read the scripture again.
A cheerful and good heart will have
a cheerful and good heart will what?
Will have a care of his meat and diet.
They will care about their meat and their diet, meaning what they eat and how they control their lifestyle of eating. That means no matter how much you try to act and smile like everything's irie, you are not cheerful inside because you don't care about your meat and diet, and it shows. And people have been talking to you for years about it. You don't do nothing about it. And then you blame other people when they try to hold you accountable. Fat, bat, lard ass. Those are synonyms. Read 31.
Sirach chapter 31, verse 16.
And I'm not talking about, because you say synonyms, fat people start thinking about like Cinnabons. A lard bat will go right to pio. I get all delectables like Resputia. He said cinnamon? And they start thinking about like all the different cinnamon buns with the glaze on it. And some got the glaze with the raisins. Some lard asses will have a whole spread. The Cinnabons with the raisins and walnuts, then just the raisins. And they'll take a big squirt of the glaze and whoosh, and they just eat it all. They have, lard asses are creative. Shut up, Asa! Read on.
Eat as it becometh a man.
I love this scripture because it's gonna, and like I tell you all the time, it's gonna take a nation of men to say the fat stops here. Meaning, how do we in the Israelite community? Look, I get it. Us who have been adults that came into this truth fat, overweight, brothers and sisters. I understand you came out of the world. You came in. Okay, fine, right? Some of you came in smoking weed. Some of you came in whatever, playing basketball on the Sabbath, whatever. You had to shed those things and come out this world. But here you are, been in the truth for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, or 6 years, and you're the same size and the same health. Something is wrong with you, not us. Okay? Read.
Eat as it becometh a man.
So the men have to start. Set the presence. Read on.
Those things which are set before thee.
There's 3 ways, generally speaking, that things can be set before thee. 1, you can make it yourself if you're a single brother. 2, your wife can make it for you. Or 3, you have someone, like a restaurant. All of those situations can be controlled by you. Read it again.
Eat as it becometh a man. Those things which are set before thee.
Those things is talking about the food. Goes back to Sirach 30, verse 25. Have a care of his meat and diet. So it's a conscious decision to have a care of meat. You know what? I'm 150 pounds, or I'm 65 pounds of fat, blubber, and lard overweight. You know what? I'm going to have the avocado with the salad, hold the carbs, and I want a water with lemon for that meal. Because that's what you need to do. You care about yourself. Here you are, 75 pounds of fat, blubber, and lard, barrel-gutted, fat, grizzly bear, lard ass, and you're pounding down cheeseburgers with carbs and all this crap, bucket of fries, and trailing it down with a freaking Dr. Pepper. Or the amazing thing is you will drink a Dr. Pepper cream soda zero and justify it as, oh, I had to freaking, but yet you ate 1,400 calories at your 3rd meal, lard ass. Yes, I know. I'm a horrible person. I get it. All right, now, go to the video. Let's let someone else make fun of fat people. You know, any of you that make comments, one thing I'm not changing the lard back section. We'll take comments on how to make the show better. I will not take, there's a couple, I believe, I'm making an alleged statement. I don't know, I can't prove it. I believe that there are people in IUIC that are a part of the NAAFP, National Association for the Advancement of Fat People. I know some of you are there. I can't prove it. Now, this will be a joyful way to close out the show. And I must say, this man is pretty much a comedic genius. Play.
Accused in the past of having a go at fat people. I've never had a go at fat people. I've only ever pointed out the scientific fact that you get fat, you put on weight, you put on a subcuticle layer of fat if you take in more calories than you burn off. That's indisputable, okay? I don't judge them in any other aspect of their life, but They got fat because they took on more calories than they burnt off, okay? And they knew that is what was happening. No one ever got fat behind their own back. No one ever went, huh? What the fuck's that? No one's creeping in to thin people's apartments and injecting their lettuce with 1 million calories, okay? So they're doing it. They're doing it with their own free will, and they know that's what's making them fat, okay? You see a fat person surrounded by puddings, right? You go up to him and go, Frank, you know what's making you fat? He doesn't go, is it all the running? He knows it's... So what I'm saying is, you get fat if you eat too much and you know that's what's happening. But I don't judge them in any other aspect of their life. I don't make value judgments in any other corridors of their existence. If I see a fat...
This is brilliant. Now, something he said, this is the last scripture we're closing out. Get me Sirach chapter 31. It says, and judge thy neighbor and to be discreet at every point. So, here's the thing. Serious note. I'll tech team, it'd be good if we get some serious music going forward in the future. Like when I go, someone wants to make a serious comment, like the violins and stuff in the background. Anyways, Sirach 30, it says,
I got it, Ken.
Judge thy neighbor, okay?
Yes, sir. Sirach chapter 31 and verse 15. Judge of thy neighbor by thyself and be discreet in every point.
What does that mean, that judge of thy neighbor by thyself and be discreet at every point? Watch this, read on.
Eat as it becometh a man.
Because we can look at our brothers and just like he said and realize, listen, if you keep doing this as you get older in your 30s and 40s and you tax your system, you tax your internal organs, your liver, your kidneys, your gallbladder with what they call visceral fat. The studies show you it's the leading cause of death amongst black men, and that includes black women as well, I would assume, is heart disease. You can reverse that if you eat a whole food plant-based diet and limit the amount of times you eat, cut the carbs and processed foods and sugars. It's there, but you continue to destroy yourself. Okay? You got Israel, you got to fix yourself. You got to stop. Read on.
Eat as it becometh a man, those things which are set before thee.
And that was it. So look, lower back attack. Thanks for staying with us. We are actually just right about 2 hours for tonight. Thank you. All praise to the Most High. And with that, we're getting ready to close out the show. Shalom.
Hey, look, Israel, give alms. Give alms at your local school by dropping in the envelope box. Also, make sure y'all are giving to the Booster Club at iuic.fundraising@israelunite.org so we can continue to push this truth throughout the four corners of the earth. And look, hey, if y'all want to help us raise funds so we can actually hire some qualified IT people, y'all can donate via PayPal at iuic.neworleans@israelunite.org. Label it, support the IT team. Hey, also, make sure y'all are donating to the land fund. If y'all tired of having Esau over y'all shoulder, trying to figure out what it is that y'all doing, hey, what are those little things on your shirts there? And all you guys that got the same last name? And look, donate to the land fund so you ain't got to worry about all that. You can donate via PayPal at israelunite.org. Make sure you label it land. Hey, also, too, while y'all at it, take your phones out, scan the QR code, and give us feedback on how the show was tonight. Hey, we already know the IT team, it is what it is, but we need y'all feedback on it.
Hey, all praise to the Most High. Look, and we give the IT team a hard time, but I wouldn't want to be back there because we throw stuff at them at last minute, and they do a good job. And look, we didn't go to school, college degrees for this. These brothers have the spirit to want to help behind the computers, and they do big things. They do big things, and that's why we gotta have some mercy for IT. But it's a running joke we've had for Captain Abiel. Hey, thank you, Abiel. That started, I was sitting. I saw it when he was in New York, and he took it like a champ. Captain Abiel, shout out to my brother, Black Rhino. All praise to the Most High. So look, thank you. Subscribe, YouTube page, IUIC New Orleans. Subscribe, like, bell notifications. Share our videos. Talk to us. Tell us what you want, okay? Help us to grow. We're not perfect, but we're trying for perfection, all right? So with that, all praise that we are your hosts. I'm Captain Shim.
Officer Matthew.
Officer Mikael.
Officer Micah.
Hey, it's the Late Show. We got to go. Thank you for sticking around. Shalom.
Shalom.
Judo blood. I see. Look, I see mansions in the kingdom. I see hunters slaying demons. I see fire on this earth coming down like Hiroshima. I see prophets rising up, prophesying scriptures cut. I see Christ, he coming